right, day 2 out of my heart procedure thing. Feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good. Y'all want to see my hole? Anyway, here we go. Today on Black Dragon TV, Biker TV, we're going to go deep into the real mechanics of outlaw motorcycle clubs. Wow, this is going to be special because we're gonna look at this from a motorcycle club's expert with insight. This is the same guy that they have for y'all's ass when you go to trial. They'll have a former ATF agent guy who broke into motorcycle clubs in some way or another, one or two or several. They'll have these guys who work motorcycle club cases because they've been on the inside. And they tell the courts exactly how motorcycle clubs work. And so we're going to take a look at this video. We tried this last week, but Wu wasn't here. Wu 1%er wasn't here. And we didn't have our brother, the commissioner, with us either. And so it kind of didn't work. So we didn't do it. We put it off till today. So we're going to do that. Take a look at that. And then also we're going to have, I keep telling you guys, there is a concerted effort mounted up against y'all for the dumb shit y'all been doing. And so they ain't stopping. They're not stopping until like it's 1999, but it's maybe 2099 or something. Yeah, they're not stopping. They're going to keep on going. And so now those of you in Texas have a little more to worry about down in Texas, because the prosecutor who took down a Katy biker gang is how it is reading. A prosecutor who took down the Katy biker gang now has become a judge. The Katy biker gang was a motorcycle club known as the Mighty Banditos Motorcycle Club Nation. He took down, I believe it was the Gates of Hell chapter, something like that. Was that what they were called? The Gates of Hell or the Hellacious chapter, something like that. He took those guys down. We covered it. He's now a judge. Trump appointed him as a judge.
Thank you very much. That's really nice. Thank you.
He appointed him as a judge. And so that's an issue for y'all. Because in Texas, things just got a little cooler. They got cold out there. You know, Texas, it can get cold. If you've ever been on the I-10 in the middle of the winter and experienced a whiteout on your motorcycle in damn, what's that place called? El Paso. El Paso's not supposed to have any whiteouts. What the hell was that? But yeah, I rode through it. That it's cold in Texas now, and you'll see. Also, fresh case from Pensacola. Some guy, some of this biker club shit. Another guy decides he's gonna throw a pipe bomb or something, blow something up. One of the big 1% clubs down there. He just got, I think he just found out his sentence. Yeah. I don't know, man. Y'all don't be doing right, man. So the prosecutor who convicted the Katy biker gang is named a federal judge. Pensacola biker gang member pleads guilty to tossing an explosive. What's wrong? This ain't 1970. This is not the Canadian biker wars. Come on, man. Y'all, man, cut it out. And then you don't even blow up the people that you're after. You blow up a Jimmy John's worker in the restaurant next door. Man, make it make sense to the Black Dragon. Make it make sense, man. Yeah, I know. So this is where we are these days with this. Okay, and finally, yeah, like, share, and subscribe. We'll be back after this brief introduction, man. And I want you guys to pay attention to my new song created by the man who made. I got two guys that really create songs for me. One is a 1%er in a huge club, and I never say his name. He stays silent. I hate that because he should get credit for this song. He makes my songs for me. I can never say, man, thank you so much. I appreciate it and stuff. But the guy made me two new songs. And the second song actually made me cry. I am blown away by how much you people know me. My former club brother made a song about me, for me. And then you guys know Black Dragon, the Midnight Ghostwriter, has made a couple songs for me. I've had about 10 song makers and writers make songs for me. And even El Demonio hired a guy to create a reggae song for me. Like I'm a folktale. I'm out there all folktale-ish and stuff. They're gonna be like Paul Bunyan or John Henry. Black Dragon. When Black Dragon, you know, was a baby sitting on his mama's knee. He set the Big Bend Tunnel on the CNL line. Gonna cause the death of me, Lord, Lord. Gonna cause the death of me. Ah, man, y'all don't be acting like I can't sing. Because you know I can. I can sing, but let us play this very cool opening for you guys. Peace.
Black Dragon Biker News. He's on YouTube, Black Dragon Biker News. Get yourself educated by his books and you'll learn how to move. Black Dragon Biker News, he covers it all. So click on the screen, hit subscribe and get updated Biker News. With MC Protocol, a lot of phonies popped up when this YouTube Biker News craze came about. But the man on this channel was the first to do it and the only one that never sold out. His name is Black Dragon and he started in the Navy and hit the sea repping Uncle Sam. Then he traded that uniform for a leather vest from the mighty Black Sabbath, not the band. I'm talking about the mighty Black Sabbath MC, where he paid his dues and he earned his stripes, moving up from Prospect all the way up to National P. All the copycat creators, all the content stealers and haters, there have been many, but there's only one larger than life Black biker that wears a cowboy hat, that knows kung fu and says get skinny, hit skinny. Black Dragon, Biker News, he's on YouTube. Biker News, get yourself educated by his books and you'll learn how to move. Black Dragon Biker News, he covers it all. So click on the screen and hit subscribe and get updated Biker News with MC Protocol. Black Dragon, the first, the best, and has outlasted all the rest. Black Dragon Biker News, he's on YouTube. Biker News, get yourself educated by his books and you'll learn how to move. Black Dragon Biker News, he covers it all. So click on the screen, hit subscribe and get updated Biker News with MC Protocol. Black Dragon Biker News.
This one kid I met on the channel a few years ago.
Alrighty then. It's your boy Black Dragon. Welcome to Black Dragon Biker News Network. Biker News you can trust. And as always, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in. Wherever it is in the world you happen to be, and allow me without any further ado. to introduce my co-host.
Whoa! 1%er!
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. What did they do to you? What did they do to your heart, Dragon? You have more energy now than I've ever seen you have. What did they do to you, man? Oh my goodness.
But I tell you what, man.
Jesus Christ.
I tell you what, though, it'd be taking it out of me, though. I'd be like,
Oh man, you are on it this morning, boy. Jesus, go Dragon, and the new intro. The new intro is really good, man. I like that. That was really, really good. That was good.
That's this. It's the exact same words that it's always been, but he changed it around, man. And
good stuff. Good stuff.
He had owed me this song for a while. He had owed me a song for a while, and he got sick, and I guess his phone got messed up, and all that stuff. And so obviously he's in better health now and doing well in his nation. And I'm so thankful to you, man, my nameless friend. Thank you so much for supporting me and taking care of me. You guys take such good care of me. I'm blessed beyond compare. Hey, listen, Tia is in a doctor's appointment this morning, and I'm not sure she'll be on. And Lavish T. Williams is in one of those meetings, you know, and he will try to get to us. He's a commissioner now, you know.
He's big dog.
Yeah.
He's big dog now.
Big dog now. And my little ass show. I'm surprised. I'm so happy he stays with me, because I'd have been like, "Hey, Black Dragon, bro, I appreciate this shit."
I gotta go.
So
I have crimes to fight.
I'm glad he stays with me. Fighting a case in Texas right now behind leaving an outlaw club. Laws are hot on outlaws in Texas, says Trigger Man. Well, with a name like Trigger Man, like you be wondering. Okay, Trigger Man. Okay, God bless you. Hey, man, I hope all jokes aside, man, I hope to goodness that you guys you do well out there. I hope you do well, and you can come out of that thing as unscathed as humanly possible. Yeah, you guys are catching hell in Texas right now. So let us get straight to this. All right. First of all, let me share the channel. Those of you who don't know, you can listen to me live on, not live, but you can listen to my show on Spreaker or anywhere you get a podcast. I have an audio podcast. This is the actual interface that runs it. It's running it right now in the background as we speak. So it's called the Dragon's Lair Motorcycle Chaos. The Dragon's Lair Motorcycle Chaos. You can listen to me in your 18-wheeler or your truck or whatever as you're riding down the road. So make sure to go to the Dragon's Lair Motorcycle Chaos if you'd like to hear me. All right, let's start off right here. A prosecutor who convicted a Katy biker gang named a federal judge. Hey, I don't, people get mad. Why are you saying gang? I remember some guy came on my show talking about, it's nice to hear you not say the word gang. I was like, man, shut up. I never call them gangs. They get called gangs by these newspapers and stuff. And this is why I say it. You can hear how they think of you, because this is how the jury is going to hear it. Anyway, that you see this guy right here. This is U.S. Attorney Nicholas Ganji. He speaks at a Houston news conference. This was December 8th, 2025, just a couple months ago. In Houston, this is covering Katy News. South Texas top federal prosecutor is trading his role, putting criminals behind bars. He's trading that role to become the judge who does it. All right. You know, if you were a prosecutor putting these mofos, they shouldn't even let like prosecutors be judges. Like, they're always going to take the side of the prosecution, right? It's like putting the wolf in the chicken house to judge whether or not a chicken should be put on death row. Like, cock-a-goo! Right?
Oh, yeah, I agree. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. And I hear your best cockle-doodle?
Oh, yeah.
You don't
Oh,
have
man.
no
Oh, no.
cockle-doodle.
Yeah, no. I've
I
got
guess
an image to uphold.
1%ers can't have
Yeah,
cock-a-doodle.
1%ers, we can't cock-a-doodle, man. I'd have to do a mean one. Cock-a-doodle.
Anyway, this Nicholas J. Ganji is, let's see, he is trading his role from putting criminals away, and his record includes bringing down a Katy-based motorcycle gang accused of murder, drug trafficking, and a bloody turf war. Now, Ganji is stepping down as U.S. attorney, and you know why? Because you could not be a U.S. attorney tomorrow, like Barack Obama comes back and you are a Trump prosecutor. That's your ass. You're gone. No more job for you. But a judge, a federal judge, that's forever, man. That's forever. Rockstar says, respectfully, only the people who have worn the jewelry can attest to the details of how it works. Everything else is outside opinion from an observational perspective. Well, this guy that's going to tell us how it works claims to have worn the jewelry. Oh, I can't wait to show you guys. Anyway, he's stepping down as U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Texas after President Donald J. Trump nominated him for that job. This came from the man himself.
Thank you very much. That's really nice. Thank you.
As federal district judge, and the U.S. Senate confirmed him on February the 3rd by the vote of 51-45. All Republicans voted for him, and all Democrats voted against him.
Thank you very much. That's really nice.
He took his oath of office March 12th and will serve in Houston, Texas. Unlike his current position, which typically changes with presidential administrations, a federal prosecutor is around for the rest of his life.
Oh my God!
So, if you've been in trouble out there and you see him on the bitch, you should just say, maybe he'll go away. Unlike his current position, which changes, he's now there for life. Now, the Katy's Welcome to Hell. Okay, it was the Welcome to Hell chapter of the Banditos. He brought them down. Among the cases that defined his tenure, Ganji's office indicted 14 members of the Katy-based Welcome to Hell chapter of the Banditos Outlaw Motorcycle Club. And they say gang, we say club, on 22 counts, including racketeering, assault, and murder, stemming from a violent turf war that spilled into public roads and into bars and onto streets and in restaurants and with innocent bystanders present to see the whole thing. The Banditos are one of the largest outlaw motorcycle clubs in the world. They are called OMGs by the Department of Justice, with an estimated 1,500 to 2,000 members in the United States alone, and another 1,000 to 1,500 internationally, including chapters in Europe, Asia, and Mexico. And let us not forget the great land down under of Australia. The gang was founded in Houston in 1966. The Katy-based Welcome to Hell chapter was founded in 2021 with the specific goal of targeting a rival gang, they say, known as Beast, or B-Star East, or Brothers East, all the same names for the one Beast MG. Beast MG. They don't even know. They don't even say it right. Known motorcycle gang. Oh, maybe they do say it right. Beast MG stands for, it's the only motorcycle club I've ever known that called itself Motorcycle Gang. Beast Motorcycle Gang, which was really interesting. They are, I don't know if they call themselves that anymore. People just say Beast now. A former Bandito support group that had broken away from the organization. Now, the Banditos national leadership allegedly issued a smash on site, an SOS they call it, order directing members to assault or kill any Beast member on site. The gang is perhaps best known in Texas. They're talking about the Banditos now. It's perhaps best known in Texas for a 2015 shootout with the rival Cossacks, now known as the Ugly Man Cossacks, outside a Twin Peaks restaurant in Waco that left 9 people dead and 20 injured. And that created a rift within the Ugly Man Cossacks, which broke them into two clubs, the Ugly Man Cossacks and the Cossacks 1 Percenters, and they had a war between them as a result of the fallout from Waco, Texas, which got a brother killed and put the national president in prison, I believe, for life without parole, as his sergeant at arms turned on him and testified against his ass. No brotherhood sometimes in brotherhood. So, this U.S. attorney, back to him, Ganji oversaw a district that stretches across 43 counties and covers 44,000 square miles. Is Texas that big like that? And serves more than 9 million residents. His office filed more than, check this out, 10,000 federal charges out there. And here's the scary part. Won 96% of its cases. Damn. Well, you don't mess around with Texas. Damn. That's crazy. Border enforcement is their top priority. Border enforcement was also a centerpiece of his tenure. The district charged more than 14,000 people in border-related crises in 2025 alone, covering everything from illegal crossings and drug trafficking to assaults on federal officers. Hey, man, they ain't messing around. Oh, I also want to say this Twin Peaks restaurant thing also caused the district attorney to lose his job. He didn't win the next election. Over maybe 300 people or something were arrested. Only one person ever went to court. And then his jury was a hung jury, I believe, or innocent. It was either hung jury or innocent. It was so deep, such a debacle. All this money spent, all these people put in jail with no bail. It was horrible, man. With $500,000 bails each person, it was just horrible. But that's not him. He put those folks in jail, and geez, now he is a judge. So just think about facing him next time you're standing up talking about you took somebody's cut or some stupid shit. That's who you're going to be facing. And you'll be on Black Dragon Biker News. Biker News.
It's one of those days, man. It's one of those mornings.
Pensacola biker gang member pleads to tossing explosives, injuring Jimmy John's worker. What in the hell was that? What are you doing blowing up a Jimmy John's and you're trying to get the bad guys? A Pensacola man associated with a motorcycle gang pleaded guilty in federal court to an arson charge for an incident that took place in February. This Pensacola man associated with a motorcycle gang pleaded guilty in federal court to an arson charge for an incident. His name is Gregory E. Simmons, Jr., 42 years young, pleaded guilty in the charge of arson by means of explosive causing personal injury. He now faces a mandatory minimum of 7 years, and he could be in jail up to 40 years in prison, and he's now on Black Dragon Biker News. Sentencing is scheduled for June 30th. The incident happened on February 15, 2025, during an altercation with a group of individuals associated with the Mighty Pagans Motorcycle Club Nation. There you go. In the parking lot of Emerald Coast Harley-Davidson on Bill Parkway in Fort Walton Beach, authorities say Simmons set off an explosive. What? Oh my God! Was it a firecracker? You know, firecrackers could be considered explosives too, like the M80s. Or was it an actual pipe bomb? Anyway, they say he set off an explosive that damaged the adjacent Jimmy John's restaurant building and injured one of its employees. That couldn't have been cool. Simmons drove away from the scene, but was quickly identified and arrested by law enforcement. In his car, officers found 4 more explosive devices, 2 guns, narcotics, and drug paraphernalia, and an Mighty Outlaws Motorcycle Club Nation vest. There you go. Woo! These guys, man, these guys. That the defendant has now been identified wearing that vest from the Mighty Outlaws Motorcycle Club Nation during the incident. So that breaks rule number 1. Never wear your club stuff when you're doing dirt, man. The district attorney office says in a release, during a subsequent search of his residence, federal agencies, additional explosive devices, explosive making material and equipment, and other evidence that the defendant was making and selling explosives. Damn. Wow, that's crazy. Making and selling explosives. Yeah, I just thought I could see having some to get your ass one percenter, but I'm not going to go try to sell none.
Well,
Come on.
if you want to buy one, I can be more than happy to sell you one.
No.
I mean, look, it is what it is. You know, I'm not. There's only so much I'm going to comment on.
Yeah,
these
you can only
stories.
comment on so much.
Right.
Yes.
You know what? Let me throw a disclaimer out there, man. There's no such a thing as a bad club. There
Yeah.
are no bad clubs, right? And we don't call ourselves gangs. We're clubs.
Amen.
There are no bad clubs. There are simply bad people within clubs that give all clubs a bad name, right? And it's the same with Houston police, NYPD, Connecticut police, Jersey police. They have rotten apples too. The only difference is the media tends to pick up on all the negative stuff clubs do and run with it. They don't tell you about the toy drives and the cancer runs and how they help the elderly. They don't speak about. You never hear about any of that. It doesn't matter what club we're talking about, whether it be an outlaw club or 99. They do tons of stuff to help the community that you never, ever, ever hear about. Ever. You just
hear
hear
about it here. I talk about it.
well, but I'm talking about mainstream media. You're quoting stories from mainstream media, right? A news source, a major news source. And we'll hope that you get to be a major news source.
I was thinking that I've just been throwing down off my whole major news source thing.
You never hear ABC News or Fox News or whatever news station is in your city. You never hear them talk about, again, toy drives, cancer runs. You only hear negative stuff.
And you
again,
know why? One of the reasons
because
why.
Negativity sells.
Yeah, but another reason why is clubs are not proficient. They haven't bought my book, Motorcycle Club, Public Relations Officer's Bible.
I was going to say, yeah.
These clubs need to be doing their own PR,
Yes.
and they refuse.
They in 2026, you're absolutely right. The media is against them. They need to start hiring PR firms or put a PR person on the board or within the club that puts out the positive side. They absolutely need to do that in 2026.
And I agree with the book to tell them how to do it, but they won't buy my book, Rue. They won't buy it. All right, this is up in your neck of the woods. Victory Tattoo, New York City, leaves the storefront in the former Hells Angels clubhouse on 3rd Street. This used to be the very famous Hells Angels clubhouse up there. A for lease sign now hangs above the western storefront at 77 East 3rd Street between 5th Avenue and 2nd Avenue. This marks the end of Victory Tattoo's New York City home for nearly 4 years. In the summer of 2022, the shop became the first permanent retail tenant after the building-wide gut renovations were completed in the former HQ of the Hells Angels, Mighty Hells Angels Motorcycle Club, Nation, New York chapter. That's how you properly say that. Owner Vic Tamian said, Tamian, Vic Tamian maybe, said she even received the Hells Angels blessing to open there. In an Instagram message, she discussed what led her and her staff to depart the neighborhood. Everyone at Victory Tattoo, New York City, is incredibly grateful to the Lower East Side for welcoming us into their hearts and under their skin and supporting us for over the years. It was an honor to be part of the neighborhood as the shop continued to grow. We ultimately decided to relocate and begin our next chapter in Gramercy at 152. Gramercy, yeah. At 152 East 22nd Street. We'll always honor our roots in the Les? Is that some place in New York? We'll honor our roots in the Les as where Victory Tattoo, New York City. The Lee?
Oh, LES. LES is an acronym for Lower East Side.
How the hell did they not put periods between that?
That's okay. LES, Lower East Side.
The LES, the Lower East Side.
Lower East Side.
And these writers are whack, bro. We'll always honor our roots in the LES as where Victory Tattoo, New York City first started. We're excited to continue welcoming both new and longtime clients as Victory Tattoo, New York City grows into its next chapter. The last HA members and their entourage left number 77. I guess that's the number of the building at the end of March 2019 when plans to relocate to the Bronx. And they went up there and had a war. They weren't even welcomed in up there. It was all horrible. I guess they must be doing okay now. Until then, the Hells Angels had held the clubhouse since 1969. There were so many things. That clubhouse was owned by a woman or whatever in some kind of way. It got taken from her or something. It was a crazy story. The two retail spaces now where the Hells Angels once had their bar, entertainment area, and storage space became available in February of 2022. The other storefront is home to the All Street Gallery. That's interesting how she asked the Hells Angels permission before she opened up her shop in their club.
That location was legendary in the city of New York. It was a tourist destination. It was legendary. Everyone knew it was there. It was, and that was probably one of the safest blocks in New York City. There's people that probably disagree, but it was one of the safest neighborhoods in the city of New York. That one street where they had their clubhouse. So
they got like $1 million for that thing.
they got more than $1 million. They got almost 7 million.
Oh, wow.
And they bought it from, rumor has it that they bought it for a buck. That's rumor. I don't know. I remember back in the 80s that the city was giving away buildings for $1, and the stipulation was that you paid the back taxes to the city, and you were going to do something with the building moving forward. And rumor has it that they bought it for like $1, $2, or some very low price, and they recently sold it for 7 million. Yeah.
Well, they ain't giving away. They was doing that in Chicago. They was giving away them big ass buildings. And they did that here in Atlanta. When I first came to Atlanta, they were giving away them big brown stuff. I know a guy that went down there. He bought one of them buildings for $10,000 or something. And when he went in it, he had to go in there with a baseball bat and fight addicts. And he cleaned that building out. It took him a year working 80 hours a week. And he had to go in there with some sort of a chemical biological warfare suit on to get all the hype needles out and not get stuck. Right. And then he polished the floors, waxed them up, got a loan, turned it into a loft, and he's like a billionaire.
Absolutely. And they were doing that in the city of New York, most of Harlem. They were giving buildings away for $1. And all you had to do was pay the back taxes to the city. And now the buildings are worth ridiculous amounts of money. Ridiculous amounts of money.
All right, we're getting ready to go to the main story here. First of all, we just want to remind everyone that maybe you should donate some freaking money.
Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate some freaking money.
Yeah, we appreciate that. And also, if you would make sure to like, share, and subscribe. The number one metric in all YouTube as to whether a channel is doing well or not is the like button. You do us so many great, big, huge favors by just hitting the damn like button. And if you wouldn't mind also maybe getting a channel subscription. We need your channel subscriptions. We need your money. We rely on that to help us move forward in the Black Dragon Sea, if you wouldn't mind. All right. And that's my little thing. I'm not too proud to beg here. We're not. Okay. Now on to the crux of the story. This guy right here, Woo 1%er, this guy, well, let him tell you who he is.
My name is Frank Delisio. I served 25 years with the ATF, infiltrating outlaw motorcycle clubs and running some of the agency's toughest undercover operations. And this is how crime works.
Wow, according to Frank Delisio. Yeah, okay. So anytime you feel like you're hearing some BS here, just let me know. We're not going to go through the whole 46 minutes of this thing, but let's hear some of what he's got to say.
The Hells Angels have no idea how close they came to getting in an all-out war they weren't ready for, because the Aryan Brotherhood were building it. They were going, when are we going to start killing these guys? When are we going to start taking over the territory? They're ready to go.
Now, I don't know what that has to do with anything. Maybe he covers that later on. The warlord. Okay.
So when I first got hired on by ATF, I was 24 years old. I report to Columbus, Ohio. At that time, ATF was very heavily steeped in doing undercover work. I rode motorcycles and mini bikes and dirt bikes my whole life, right? I had an informant who had been in this club. The brothers, my informant was the president at this time. So he kind of educated me on what this smaller club, the brothers, was all about and who was in charge and the hierarchy of it. It's no different than if you look at any other criminal organization. We started at one point just being on the outside to actually becoming members. I mean, our acceptance was based on our personalities. We were in there to try to get in as close to as many clubs as possible, to the outsiders, phantoms, Vietnam vets. There were all kind of clubs that we got into because we had that patch and because we had longevity with some of the members who were vouching for us as members, which gives you a lot of instant credibility amongst other patches, and especially in the criminal world. And that case ran about 3.5 years. I mean, everybody always talks about how the outlaw motorcycle clubs are structured after the original mafia, where you have bosses, you have underbosses, and then you have soldiers. It's just like that. There's elections. It's all political power play. Who's the shot caller, right? Who's going to be making the calls? You follow. You follow like sheep. The brothers, at that time, I was the warlord or sergeant at arms. Sergeant at arms is there to keep peace within the club. They handle business within the club in times of war. There were a couple times where members would get out of line that you'd have to whack them. I mean, you'd have to give them a little. I never punched anybody, but slapping people.
Okay. In black motorcycle clubs, this has got to be a white motorcycle club thing. In black motorcycle club, you don't slap people, do you? Who? Do black 1%ers slap each other?
Typically not, because you're all men, right? I don't. For the record, I don't know who this fat bastard is. And I would take whatever he says with a grain of salt, because he obviously he's doing this for attention, and he's doing this because they want you to watch this documentary to sell ad space on and on and on. So he's going to say what he can say, but no, we don't run around smacking each other. I don't know where that shit came from.
That is crazy, man. Crazy.
Is a good attention getter. Now, I will tell you that when you do these kind of undercover things, it happens where there is violence, where there are fights, things happen. And people take notice of you and how you handle yourself, and do they really want to, So I'm not saying I'm the toughest guy in the world. I got as good as I gave, but however, I survived. You know what I mean? Brothers, they were always at war with the outlaws. Well, there had been shootings and killings, right? You'll see in these clubhouses that it's juvenile. I mean, we used to have to patch our clubhouse because, at the witching hour, which is never good.
Hey, let's welcome Tia on. How you doing, Miss Tia? You need to turn that the heater off. I can hear it in the background.
Between 2 and 3 a.m., we'd have members that would just pull out guns and just fire them in the clubhouse through the walls.
Come on now, come on, come on, man, come on, come on. I have never seen that.
You know what, Dragon? I'm really sitting here getting aggravated. He's getting under my fucking skin because he's talking out of his ass right now. And here's the negative: people are actually buying this shit, and they actually think that this is what it really is. And go ahead, finish. He's getting under my skin.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I really want to jump through the screen and strangle his fat ass, but.
I said, man, Wu is going to get a kick out of this.
Yeah, no.
I said, oh, I can't wait.
The next day, you got probates or prospects outside patching a hole because the sunlight's coming through. I mean,
come on, man. Stop it.
He's talking out of his ass. He's talking out of his ass.
Stop
it. This fat fuck is doing nothing but he's putting on for the internet. That's what he's doing. He's putting on for the internet. Stop that shit, bro.
Ridiculous crap. So when my case concluded in Ohio, I was told I had to move because there were some threats. I don't really think they were amounted to much, but ATF being ATF, they offered me in 4 cities. Well, during the brothers case, we had made a trek out to Las Vegas and bought a couple pounds of meth out there. I like Vegas. My wife, she's a gamer. I said, what do you think about going to Vegas? She goes, no, that sounds good. So I had just finished my other investigation and only been out 6 months after 3.5 years. So I go out there, I move my informants out there, we get a house, we get everything set up. Las Vegas Metropolitan Police, we were working with Metro, Jack Roberts, big Irishman. He grew up in the days of the mob out there. He's a fantastic guy. He goes, now I'm guaranteeing you, he goes, if you go to Sharky, who was a member, if you go to his tattoo shop, inevitably he will walk out and recruit you because of the way you guys look and the way you are. So we drive down there. And I told my informant, Tony, I said, I'm not getting a tattoo. You're getting a tattoo. And he didn't care. He old school biker. Big guy. So we go in there and he sits down and he's getting probably one of the worst tattoos I've ever seen in my life. But he
Okay, Motogato just called me out. Calling you out, Black Dragon. A few episodes ago, you said you smacked someone. Actually, I'm glad you brought that up because I do have the video. I found the video last night of when me and my club brother got into it. And I will tell you that I'm going to show that video too. I'm going to tell you that it wasn't me smacking somebody and they took some shit like that. Actually, my bro was trying to take my head off and I was trying to take his head off too. We don't smack people around in like, now I've heard of clubs doing that. I have heard of some white clubs. I've heard a guy tell, well, I've got to go get my eye black. And that's not something that I've seen on the black set. We just don't do that. If you smack somebody, you're going to have to fight his ass. I promise you that.
you know, he's a champ. He's getting it. Sharky walks out from the back and he just starts asking us questions, you know, like where we're from, and we're telling him our story. So he goes to the back and he comes out with his Vago colors and he goes, do you guys know what these are? And of course we knew what they were, but of course we weren't going to give him that. We're going to go, no, what's that? He goes, the Vagos. He goes, well, we own Vegas. They used to have a big green pin on the back of their vest, and that's what it meant. He goes, what are you guys thinking about maybe coming around? Come to this house on Tuesday. Sharky brings us into the house, and there's like 10 of them in there. And it was like, all right, you guys can hang around, which means, okay, start coming to meetings. You go stand with Prospect out there and watch the bikes, and you start showing you're worthy to be around us great Vagos. Yeah, I mean, our game was always drugs, you know, because we'd already been buying drugs off of some of the members.
Okay, well, but that's prospectship in any organization, from Masons to fraternities, sororities, whatever. You got to stand around and show that you're worthy to be around, man. Stop it.
Absolutely.
Comes back, whatever we can get our hands on. You know, we were commodity brokers of whatever it could be. You know, that we had ties back in the Midwest with some criminal organizations, stuff like that. So I remember one time we were over in LA, and they
So is he admitting to doing crimes here?
decided that they were going to go hunt Mongols in the hills. They start going bar to bar to bar looking for them, and if they catch them, they're going to hopefully just beat them up, but it's ended up in shootings, stabbings, and all that other kind of stuff. So we also had an incident. We go back to the one member's house, and they're like, okay, we got to go collect some money. They go, and you guys are going to come with us. And we drive to this trailer park. They rip the door off and there's other trailers around. They rip the door off, and we go in there. They grab the guy, and they just start beating it.
How do you rip a door off of a vehicle? I'm just curious. They're showing a trailer thing here.
And we drive.
How do you rip a door off one of those things?
Trailer park. They
Like that. How do you rip the door? I happen to have an RV. I don't know that you could rip the door off.
Kind of defeats the purpose of having a door, doesn't it?
I mean, how do you rip it off, though?
I'm listening to the story.
No, but you're not telling me how you rip the door. I need to know how to rip the door off an RV. Yes, sir. Okay, I won't get under your skin. I'm sorry.
rip the door off and there's other trailers around. They rip the door off, And we go in there. They grab the guy, and they just start beating the shit out of him. Then it's like, are there any kids in here? You know, yeah.
But if you're a cop, aren't you supposed to stop that? From,
Well,
like,
he's supposed to be undercover, right? He's supposed to be undercover, so he can't do that, according to him, right?
so you just let a guy get assaulted and
According to him, this is his story.
Tony going, oh man, and I look at him and go, I don't give a what happens. Nobody touches those kids. So we go in the back, and there's like a 3, a 4-year-old, and maybe a 7-year-old. And I'm telling Tony, I said, no matter what, I go, you put yourself between these kids. I go, I'm going to put myself between you and the kids. I have a gun. They're loading motorcycle parts. They're taking his dope, his money. This went on for about an hour and a half. This dude's screaming. They're screaming, yelling. You'd have thought somebody would call the police.
the police were there. Why should someone have to call the police? You'd have thought the police would have done something. They were there. Gosh, if I'm getting my ass beat in front of my children, please do something. Do something, please. Send some big booty Latinos in or something. But do something. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
Nobody ever called anybody.
Nobody called anybody, neither did you.
Get back in the car. I mean, obviously, it's great evidence of a home invasion, kidnapping, and everything. That was one of the major charges that we ended up convicting those members on. But it was stuff like that. That was like, what do you do? I go, what do you do?
What do you do?
Am I supposed to call my boss and say,
No,
"Look,
you're
we're going
supposed to
on a-"
call the police. I'm getting upset here. Woosah. I don't mean woo, I mean woosah. Getting upset here. Okay.
I have your authority. A lot of times before these cases, you get the left and the right rail. You have meetings with the U.S. attorneys, with the prosecutor's office, and you talk about stuff that could possibly happen with their understanding that it probably will happen. Just report it the next day and we'll deal with it. Obviously, if somebody gets killed, different. But crimes of violence, acts of violence, they understand are going to happen. So the next day I went in and I reported it. And then, they start doing a separate investigation on that. Unfortunately, there are a lot of military active and veterans that are affiliated with a lot of these bigger clubs. And, they're retired or inactive guys. I mean, it's another brotherhood for them. It's excitement. And then unfortunately, some of them end up getting caught up in the criminal activity and they end up losing everything.
Blown cover. Oh, okay.
So we were in probably, I don't know, year and a half into the Vagos case. What happened was we were all supposed to get our patch at the same time, meaning myself, my informant, and Kaz, my buddy Kaz. Darren Kozlowski, he's another ATF agent who is working the Hollywood chapter. So he ends up getting his patch. We were supposed to get our patch the following week, Tony and I, our full patches. Well, let me preface. Early on, Kaz, his informant who was bringing it in, gets T-boned and killed on a motorcycle. Kaz had given him a business card that he had in his wallet and stuff like that. But it was a business card from when he worked in Milwaukee before he transferred to LA. Well, this all comes back around to play because the informant's dead. Nobody's doing anything. In hindsight, Kaz knows he should not have used the name Kaz in the investigation. The Vagos, well, they start checking around, and it's Darren Kozlowski, okay, Kaz, ATF, Long Beach. So he was out doing something, and he comes back to his house, and they're at his house. So they go inside and they start questioning about where he'd been, what he'd been doing. And he's lying to him straight out. So they take his patch and they leave. He calls me and tells me what happened. So now it's like, oh, okay. Well, in the meantime, I hang up with him. I get another phone call from the president for the Vagos. And he starts off the conversation with, we have a problem. Your buddy, Kaz, he's an ATF agent. I go, I'm like, get out of here. Well, I've known that guy. He goes, no. I go, what are you going to do? He goes, we're going to kill him. He goes, and we think he followed you out here to work you. And when he saw you doing this, he got involved with the Vagos too. Then just try to work it all. I go, and I'm like, I'm acting all distraught and whatnot. And so I'm going, man, I go, that's kind of harsh, man. I go, why don't you just, let's see. He goes, well, one of the reasons I'm calling you is to see how much damage does he have on you. And at that point, the light bulb goes off because in my mind, we're still good. We can continue on this case, right? Because they're looking at him, not looking at us. Because if they were looking at us, they would have never called us to tell us about him. I go, you know what, this could be problematic for us too. I go, we may have to go dark for a while, Tony and I. I said, so I go, I'll call you back, let you know what's up. Hang up the phone. And of course, I'm sitting here looking at the informant. I go, I got to report this. So of course, I call a.
Wait a minute.
We had.
You got to report
No.
that, but you don't have to report.
I'm gonna pause you, Dragon, because I gotta exit stage right because of the time. It's 20 of.
Okay.
I'm gonna just offer my opinion real quick.
Yeah, offer your opinion real quick.
Yeah. This fat fuck is just aggravating me. He's trying to spin a narrative, and the story's been told. The same narrative has been put out there a million times, and it sounds like a bad episode of Sons of Anarchy. You know, where they're trying to portray outlaw bikers or bikers in general as meth selling, murdering. And I'm a business owner.
Mhm.
And I have grandkids, and you know, there's good and bad in everything. Not only motorcycle clubs. There's the Hasidic Jews in Brooklyn were found guilty of, you know, smuggling XYZ not too long ago, but you don't hear that story. So this guy's just talking out of his ass, man, and he's honestly aggravating the shit out of me because I can't just punch him in the fuck in his mouth. He's trying to create a narrative, and he's trying to you know, spin a story, and he's just. It's just aggravating, man. I would take what he says with a grain of salt. He doesn't even look like club material to me. I don't know who would let him in, much less a Big Five club. I wouldn't let him in because he couldn't be a little league coach, that fat bastard. But that's just my opinion. What do I know?
Maybe that was 30 years ago. He might not have been fat then.
You know what? He looks softer than puppy shit. I don't know who would let this guy in any kind of club. I wouldn't let him in a 99. I wouldn't even let this guy in a riding club. But this is just me. Who knows? You know, I'm just talking out of my ass right now. I would take everything this guy says with a grain of salt because these stories have been told over and over and over and over, and they're always the same stories: drugs, meth, murder, beat up, assault. It's always the same story. You can go back to the earliest infiltration of any motorcycle club, and the story is always similar. It never changes. It never changes. I don't know whether they read from a script or whatever they're doing, man, but this guy's, he's strictly ass to me. Anyway, I'm not going to let it ruin my day.
Moto God says, say you're pissed without saying you're actually saying you're pissed.
I don't mind if you tell the truth, but you know, stop trying to spin a narrative to get views or to sell your show or whatever it is you're trying to do. Stop doing that, man. Stop doing that. I'm not for that. I believe in telling the truth. You know, I believe in telling the truth. And if you were such a big ATF agent, keep it to yourself, man. You did your job. Keep it pushing. You don't have to put everybody on blast or try to put everybody on blast with just straight nonsense, bro. Anyway, I gotta get out of here. Thank you to Black Dragon. He's just got me all messed up right now. Thank you to Black Dragon, man. As always, thank you for letting me voice my opinion on your platform. I greatly appreciate it, man. Without you guys, you and Hollywood Insane Throttle, I wouldn't be able to get started what I'm gonna
Can't wait to see
doing.
your show. What it becomes,
my channel. I appreciate you, man. I'm gonna let you and Tia follow up with the rest of this movie. This is the part where I grab my popcorn and I'm out of here.
All right.
Peace.
All right, we pissed Woo off and sent him off the channel, bro. Oh my goodness. Let me see. I gotta re-shrink that. There we go. Hey, what's up, sweetie? How are you?
Ooh, I ain't never seen Woo like that. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh,
Yeah.
you got ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh.
buddy.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah, when I first saw this, I said, let me run this by Woo, man.
Yeah, you weren't trying to watch that with me. You said you had to get the brothers on to talk about this.
Yeah, when I was, we had this the other day. It was just you and me on, and I said, no, man. And I wish Lavish had been here.
He got up under that brother's skin. He pissed him off.
They do it. I mean, it's Muzzleplex says the truth hurts. Muzzleplex, he's always out there talking noise. MacGyver 1% said yes. Why is he talking? Right? Yeah. So when I first saw it, I was like, wow, this has not been my experience. Of course, you know, I was not undercover with anybody or anything like that, but I was just like, man, let me run it by the fellas. So we may get back to it. But Woo's not here, so we can't watch any more of it, right? I mean, it would just be me commenting, and like somebody said, I'm from the outside. Oh, Biker News Canada said I turned that guy off in 2 minutes too. You know, Biker News Canada out there is a former one percenter from a top 5 club. He wrote the book One Night at the Playpen by Michael Jarvie. It's a one percenter. It's a book about a major. It's a story about a club, about club life. And here it is. Here's the book right here. Guys, make sure to get his book, One Night at the Playpen by Michael Jarvie. This is the second edition. Really nice book, man. You know, we got writers and authors and stuff in the motorcycle club world. This is available on Amazon and Kindle and all those places. And I have my own autograph copy right there, bro. Yeah. Yeah. What's up, Miss Stecca Stalls, one percenter? What's up with you? Good to see you, my man. Good to see you. Maverick, good to see you. Wow. Okay, Muzzleplex, as always, good to see you. Even though you hate me, I still love to see you. And all the good folks out there. Dark Horse, I see you. Motogato, thank you for always being here. Motogato designed the cover of my newest book, of my 2 newest books. Isn't that cool? Art of War for motorcycle clubs on Amazon and Kindle. Make sure to check that out. There it is, The Art of War for Motorcycle Clubs. And this cover was designed by Motogato. Thank you so much, my man. Thank you for supporting me so hard. And then my newest, then also I wrote Robert's Rules for motorcycle clubs. Robert's Rules of Order for motorcycle clubs. And make sure to get this one, Robert's Rules for Motorcycle Clubs. There it is, right there for you. There's 2 covers you can choose from on that book. And then also the one I just wrote is called the Motorcycle Club Chaplain's Bible. Boom. There it is, man. It's not $3,000, but if you're somewhere in a different country, it's 3,000, whatever those are, rupees or whatever. Anyway, the Motorcycle Club Chaplain's Handbook. These are my newest books, and I'd be appreciative if you get them. Any last words from you, my dearest?
Tell someone you love them today. You'll thank me later.
That's it?
Yeah. It's simple. Simply just tell someone you love them today. You will thank me later.
All right, from Redbone, tell someone you love them today. Yeah.
Yes, shit.
You will thank me later.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That sounds creepy. Please don't play. That sounds creepy as hell. Put your Google's voice on it.
Not putting her on there.
You'll get all kind of donations.
Hey, Google. What time is it?
It's 11:46 a.m.
Oh, I just love her. She is jealous of my Google voice.
I'm not jealous of her. I love her voice. It's very calm and it's soothing. I could see why a man would fall in love with her.
Yeah.
Her voice is so sexy. When you had another voice on there, I was like, get that other one. Get that other girl back.
That was the plain Jane voice. Some of the most important words that often go unsaid is "I love you," says the Outlaw Preacher. The Outlaw Preacher, thank you so much for your help on my book, The Chaplain's Motorcycle Club Chaplain's Handbook. Thank you so much for your help, sir, and thank you for directing me to your national chaplain, who also looked over my book. And I just thank you, Outlaw, for all of that, man. I appreciate you. All right, we're gonna get out of here, but we're gonna go out with the new song that was created for me by my wonderful friend. He's a 1%er, so I don't get to name him. He's in one of those big old clubs, so they don't do that. But I just want to say thank you so much, man, for supporting me and for giving me these beautiful songs. I want to thank Black Dragon, the Midnight Ghost Rider. I want to thank you. I want to thank my club brother, Can't Get Right, for the song You Made Me. I want to thank El Demonio for the song that you had made for me. And just thank you for all you people who design my covers, look after me, call me when I'm sick and I'm not on the show, and all those things. And we have heard from the preacher, and he wants you to know that he loves you all, and he thinks about you all. And his departure from the show is he needed to do some introspection based on some things that happened to him and how he felt about them. And being a man of God, he expects a certain, he demands a certain amount of obedience to Christ. And he is just an honorable man. And it's an honorable man that says, I need to look inside myself because my reaction to that wasn't quite what it should be. So, man, we love that guy. And it's that kind of stuff, man, that has brought him to such a high level of respect in my eyes and in my life. He's always been there for me, man. Always been there. How can this be a topic when you're a 99%er? I don't know. High risk. I don't know. How can it not be a topic when it's all over the fucking news? You don't want it to be a topic. Get it out of the news. How can it be a topic when you guys let this creep into your motorcycle club? And he put it all over the news. It's their topic. Okay, it's this guy's topic right here. This guy that put your 1%er shit in the news. It's this guy. All right. How can it be a topic when he's not a 1%er? But he was one. He got in. He was a cop, and he was a 1%er. And so, yeah. Ask him. Why don't you give him a call and ask him? Get on his show. Why didn't you get on this show and ask him that? Because he's the one putting it out there. All right. Okay. So we can talk about things. We don't have to be quiet and not talk about it. We can talk about shit that's in the news. That's what we do.
He's just expressing himself. It's hard to watch something you love, somebody you love, be, looked down upon. That's all, So those comments, sometimes comments come out of hurt and pain and disappointment, and, so you can't take it to heart. He's doing the same thing you're doing, which is freedom of speech. So we need those comments. They help feed the channel. So don't, just shout him out. He's looking for love right now. Say, oh, I see you over there.
I see you over there. Shout
and
out.
I acknowledge.
And I acknowledge you. Thank you,
And
Tia.
thank you for supporting our
Thank
channel.
you for supporting our channel. Thank you, Tia. I appreciate you. Sounds of Harlem said the same way 1%ers are in 99% of business. Don't hate the player, hate the game, says Muzzleplex. He's the dirtiest there is, says Black Legionnaire. And Cracker News Canada said sent. Masteka Stalls, 1%er is laughing. All right, we're out of here. Man, check out my new song. Here we go. Out. I think, T, I got to send you out then. Action.
Black Dragon Biker News. He's on YouTube, Black Dragon Biker News. Get yourself educated by his books and you'll learn how to move. Black Dragon
Biker News, he covers it all, so click on the screen, hit subscribe and get updated Biker News. With MC Protocol, a lot of phonies popped up when this YouTube Biker News craze came about. But the man on this channel was the first to do it and the only one that never sold out. His name is Black Dragon and he started in the Navy and hit the sea repping Uncle Sam. Then he traded that uniform for a leather vest from the mighty Black Sabbath, not the band. I'm talking about the mighty Black Sabbath MC, where he paid his dues and he earned his stripes, moving up from Prospect all the way up to National P. All the copycat creators, all the content stealers and haters, there have been many, but there's only one larger than life Black biker that wears a cowboy hat, that knows kung fu and says get skinny, get skinny.
Black Dragon Biker News, he's on YouTube. Biker News, get yourself educated by his books and you'll learn how to move. Black Dragon
Biker News, he covers it all, so click on the screen and hit subscribe and get updated Biker News.
with MC Protocol.
Black Dragon, the first, the best, and has outlasted all the rest.
Black Dragon Biker News. He's on YouTube. Biker News. Get yourself educated by his books and you'll learn how to move. Black Dragon Biker News.
He covers it all, so click on the screen. Hit subscribe and get updated Biker News with MC Protocol.
Black Dragon Biker News.